I'm here today with the always fabulous Dr. Rhino. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Tanya?
I'm good. I'm excited to be talking to you about the Nova Open Charitable Foundation and the amazing army that you donated. It's an entire army.
It is. It is a full. At least as far as when I built it, the point values totaled to about 2,400 points on the nose of Gene Stealer Cult and Brood Brothers.
So it's even got options if you're
Oh
playing
yeah.
2000 points. You can swap stuff out. Amazing. So how did you decide to paint an entire army, and why did you pick Gene Stealer Cult?
So it started off as I offhandedly mentioned to a friend of mine, "Hey, like I think one day I'll do a Gene Stealers army." He says, "Hold on," and he came back to me with a pile. It could only be described a pile of Gene Stealer cult stuff. And he said, I wanted to start an army like 2 years ago and just decided against it. So how much would you pay for this? I said this much. He said, I'll take half of that. So I ended up with this giant pile of Gene Stealers, and then I was like, well, maybe I'll get around to painting it someday. And a friend of mine, fellow streamer Matt Yee, was lamenting his giant pile of Gene Stealers that he was sitting on as well, and finding the inspiration to paint it. I said, "What if we race?" And he said, "All right." So we raced, and I did all of those Gene Stealers, except for the actually funny enough, the literal Gene Stealers in the army. I did everything in 8 days,
I'm not
and
shocked. That's kind of what you're known for, actually.
oh, well, I mean, it's good to be known for something. But yeah, then the Gene Stealers, once I bought those to kind of round out the army, because I felt like it was missing something, and I felt Gene Stealers were that, and I found a big lot of them on eBay, and Bob's your uncle. So that was, I mean, ultimately the inspiration was a bunch of series of coincidences. So who could ask for something better?
Amazing. So, like I said before, you're kind of known for painting large armies to a very good standard in a very short amount of time. So, during this process, was there anything in particular that stood out as giving you a bit of trouble? Anything that took longer than you thought?
Um, let's see. With some of the characters, I mean, some of the models were complete kit bashes and conversions. For example, rather than even though the Kellermorph model is amazing and I
It's
love
my
it,
favorite to paint.
I wanted something different, so I had laying around an extra copy of Niem Shai Marad, a rogue trader character from the
Nice.
first run of Blackstone Fortress, and I did a little reworking and snuck a third arm, like kind of popping up under her forward arm shoulder blade, and a few Gene Stealer cult iconography bits, and I was like, okay, this will be my Keller morph. Between things like that and doing research for like the overall scheme, because the idea was that all of them were going to be based off of as best I could, off of the book descriptions of characters in Frank Herbert's Dune.
Oh.
So, like Chani is the Keller morph, and all of the Fremen are my Gene Stealers and my Neophyte hybrids, and and then taking inspiration from like the worm is described as being like gray skin, white teeth, and the inside of its mouth is orange from the spice. So I use those colors for like the Magus, because the Magus is the voice, the mouth of the Gene Stealer call. I
Ah.
got so artsy with it. So I used oranges, whites, and grays for that. The Sanctus was white. No, the Sanctus, is it the Sanctus? Which one's the one with the sword? I think it's the Sanctus.
I don't
Oh,
know.
it's been
I
so
don't play
long.
I don't
Oh
play Gene
no.
Stealer Cult.
This is the part where they edit it out. Oh no.
No, we're leaving it in.
Gary, help. No, I make me look smart. No, there's the guy who's like standing there with like a stick, and he has a white robe. Or he has a robe, but I painted it white and he turned out really cool. So long story short, I tried to find a lot of inspiration from Frank Herbert's Dune. Um Between like the painting of the still suits, giving all of the neophytes and all the bikers cloaks that are sand colored, using pigment powders to give it that sandy, earthy vibe. Um, Actually, no, I take it back. All of this to sum up as the hardest part was finding a way to get the pigment powder to adhere in any
Mm.
way to the models.
How did you end up doing it in the end?
Starting off with my airbrush with matte varnish in it, and I started off about this far away, and I sprayed it in the air and just let it kind of fall, and then I just came a little bit closer, and a little bit closer, and a little bit closer, so that it when I sprayed at it, it wouldn't just blow off.
hmm
That was that was the best trick I could come up with.
Yeah, I have heard people say that they used hairspray before as a fixative, but I don't know. I've never really.
Hairspray, that would work because when I was in high school doing art classes, that was the fixative we used for charcoal.
Oh, the
You would,
same kind of idea.
yep, you'd bust out a can of Aquanet and just,
Yeah, yeah. So if that was the hardest part, what was the most satisfying part?
oh, most satisfying part was getting the weathering just right on the Ridge Runner and the Rock Grinder. Because that was the first time I really felt like I was starting to nail down weathering and chipping, and also the fact that those caution lines on the Ridge Runner just like that was a good feeling when I peeled off the tape and the yellow lines were just perfect, ready to be sponge weathered into
It's like
oblivion.
visual ASMR.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're just peeling them off. You're just like, as long as this doesn't slip and everything breaks, this is gonna be yes, yes.
Amazing. So, how did you hear about the Nova Open Charitable Foundation?
I was asked to participate along with several other awesome content creators by Sarix. We were talking before recording about him. He reached out to us saying that he was teaming up with Nova to raise money for Ukraine and asked if we wanted to participate. And I, of course, said yes. I did a Mutalith Vortex Beast for that. And I had so much fun. And I'd been sitting on that army for a little while because it was kind of funny. Once I finished that race, I was like, oh, sweet, I'm done. I don't want to play Gene Stealers anymore. And I was like, what am I going to do with this army? Well, maybe someone will buy it. So I just like really passively put it up on eBay, put a price on it, no bites. And then when I heard Nova was gearing up for the summer, I was like, or for for their next raffle series, which is the one we're in now, I was like, maybe there's a reason why it didn't sell. This is what it's meant to do. So I donated it, and yeah, this is all because of Sarek. So thanks, buddy.
It's all your fault. Amazing. Um, so why did you want to get involved in this particular round of the Nova Open Charitable Foundation?
So I I love charity. I mean, hell, I'm wearing a Save the Chubby Unicorns T-shirt, but uh, I've always been involved with charitable things, especially once I really got involved with the painting community here on Twitch. I I love to help where I can, and doing something like this, I'm already doing something I enjoy, and Nova is a great group of people doing really awesome work, and they make it really easy to help. So that really encourages me, like, oh, all I have to do is send you a thing. Okay.
And they do all the rest
And
of the work.
they make my models look good. They make promo videos. They have it all set up on their website, and they just like ping me like, "Hey, by the way, this thing's live, so you could like post it on social media if you want." They make it super easy to donate, both as like a participant, like giving objects, but also as a person. Like, I mean, I don't know about the rest of you, but I did buy tickets to try to win a Warlord Titan. Do I need one? Do I have the room for one? No, but I do want one.
I do want
So
it. Yeah.
so yeah, I wanted that, and I think that's kind of how we all feel about a Warlord Titan. We just want it, or maybe a Gene Stealer column. Where you're like, I want to start the army, but I don't want to paint it.
This is your
Oh, look, there's
opportunity.
one. It's done. Perfect.
So, rounding out this interview, if people want to find more of the work that you do, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitch and Instagram with the exact same name, Dr. Rhino underscore DRRHINO with an underscore at the end. I stream on Twitch on Mondays and Fridays from 6 to 9 p.m. Central, and Instagram I post occasionally. There's often pictures of dogs. So don't come for the painting, come for the dogs if that's your deal.
I highly recommend staying for the dog photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have good girls.
And is there anything else that you would like the viewers to know?
Donating to charity is easy, it makes you feel good, and Nova helps give you the chance to win some really cool stuff too. So there's no reason not to.
Excellent. Thank you so much.